Let's see what's coming up for Cancer for May. I've got Page of Coins in reverse as your central card. Knight of Coins in your shadow position. What's passing away is Queen of Swords. What's approaching is Wheel of Fortune. Your highlight is Hanged Man. So that's a couple major arcana cards there, Cancer. For week 1, what's featured is 3 of Cups in reverse. Week 2, we've got Ace of Cups in reverse. Week 3, 3 of Swords in reverse. And then week 4, 7 of Cups in reverse. So there's something with your emotional life that wants to come to the surface in May, Cancer, but is having a hard time getting there. It's having a hard time getting through. The reason I'm saying that is because I'm seeing 3 energy, and with the cups here, that's the emotional, that's the heart, they're all in reverse. So that's wanting to come to the surface but not being able to poke out. So I'll get to the weeks in just a moment, but I'm going to talk first about the shadow highlight spread for the general reading for May for you. So central card is Page of Coins in reverse. Now pages are usually younger folks, and sometimes the Page of Coins represents an earth sign person. So this could be potentially a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus, and someone who is either younger or acts younger, is a younger hearted person. Page of Coins usually does try to work pretty hard. They're very grounded. And the focus of the page is that they are open and willing. They may not have the most experience because of their youth or their youthful attitude, but they have this openness and this willingness, especially as it comes to money, to assets, to physical things, to things that have to do with tangible property or tangibles, possessions, assets, all that stuff. The Page of Coins is open and willing when it comes to receiving something. So because he's in the reverse position, and this could be he or she, I sometimes read pages as feminine because I see it as page, knight, queen, king as feminine, masculine, feminine, masculine. But regardless, see if you can be open to something coming in. When page is in reverse, there's a resistance to receiving whatever the asset is, whatever the physical thing is. This can sometimes be a new job, new money, new lifestyle that the page is holding up for consideration. He's open and he's willing to receive it. If this is in reverse as it is here, there may be some doubt, fear, or resistance to receiving this thing. What is this thing that you want to receive, Cancer? Does it have to do with a tangible thing? Is it property? Is it assets? Is it money? Is it lifestyle? Is it a person? Is it perhaps a earth sign person or a younger person? What is it that he's showing up here for you? He's central to your spread for May, but what is keeping him in reverse? What are the fears, doubts, or resistance that have him show up in the reverse position? I'm going to invite you to question, how can I be more open and how can I be more willing? Because those are page themes. So that will help you turn page around. Being more open, being more willing, you'll be able to actually receive the thing that is being handed to you, or that you actually already have in the palm of your hand. So you might just recognize it. When you become more open or willing, you might realize, oh, I already have this in the palm of my hand. I just have to acknowledge that. What's in the shadow, Cancer, for May is Knight of Coins. Now, Knight of Coins is the next step to Page of Coins. However, he's hanging out in the shadow. This is the older version of, or more experienced version, I should say, of the Page of Coins. This is the Knight of Coins when he's actually taking action. He's making things happen in regards to assets, finance, tangibles. This card is often called the salesman card. So he's someone who's driven by the bottom line. He weighs pros and cons. He thinks, is this beneficial or is this not beneficial? I'm going to consider, is this going to be beneficial to me, or is it going to be more effort than it's worth? He's a Jack. He's a knight. So he's clever, romantic, playful, like all Jacks are, and sometimes a bit of a trickster, but he is the most sedate, careful, cautious Jack, and he's very grounded. So he thinks things through. He weighs the pros and the cons. He considers all the options, and he considers the bottom line. Like, is this going to be beneficial or not? What is my return on investment going to be here? But he is in the shadow position. So you may not, that's sometimes something that is there hanging out in the shadows that's available to us, but we don't see it. It's happening under the surface of our consciousness. So this could be like another person, another earth sign person, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, who's like waiting in the wings, who you're not seeing, who's a more mature version of this person. So this is what's showing up. The page who's in reverse is what's showing up, but what's in the shadow that you can't see is that there's a knight of coins there. So this could be like the older version of whoever this is that you're not seeing, or they're not coming to the surface right now. It could also be that the mature practicality of the matter is eluding you at the moment because it's in shadow. You're not able to weigh the pros and the cons of it yet. There's something that is holding that beneath the surface. You're not able to really see or evaluate, because that's Knight of Coins energy. He's very grounded. He's very practical. What's passing away is Queen of Swords. Now, this is the woman. This is usually an air sign, but it could be anyone who embodies the Queen of Swords archetype. So that is someone who is she can be very direct, very sharp. She knows her own mind, and she's good with being clear, with setting boundaries, with using that sword, which is air, which is thought and rationality, to cut things through and to like define boundaries. But she can sometimes be overly direct and blunt and a little bit sharp, but that element or that person is going to be passing away. So air signs are Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini. So if there is a woman who is Aquarius, Libra, or Gemini who's impacting your situation, maybe making you feel younger than you are, she's going to be passing away. Or she may, if she is a block to you being more open and more willing, that aspect is going to be fading away. That's dissolving away. So she's not going to have as much influence over this openness and willingness to receive anymore. Because if you also look to these grounded earth signs are looking towards the future. She may be in the present, she's dissolving away, but we've got some more practicality coming up. We've got some more evaluation coming up, and times are changing. It's actually funny, I see you flipping here into the Hangman. Wheel usually means things are changing. The tides are changing. The tides are turning. The tables are turning. The seasons are changing. Whatever's up will be down. Whatever's down will be up. This is like the natural course of time, the natural evolution of time changing things. So often I read this card just as change. Things are changing, and they're happening at their own natural rate. When wheel turns up in the upright position, it means that time is just evolving things as it naturally does. And so that's what's coming up for you, is that things are just naturally going to be changing. And I get the sense, Cancer, that you're being put in a place of Hangman, which it turns you upside down, but in that place you find comfort. It's a 180. You get a new perspective. And there's actually a lot of enlightenment that comes from just kind of hanging upside down, doing things in your own unique way. Hangman doesn't do things according to what the rest of the pack or the rest of the herd does. They're not worried about what outer society dictates or says. They're very comfortable being themselves and being their own unique, eccentric representation of themselves. They don't worry about conforming or keeping up with the Joneses. So I'm going to say, Cancer, this is your highlighted position. Whatever changes are coming about, that are approaching, that are evolving at their own natural pace, it's going to give you a chance to have a new perspective on things, perhaps to evaluate things, perhaps to consider the pros and the cons. And it's going to be an authentic perspective because Hangman is very authentic to himself. He views things from his own perspective and doesn't care what other people think. So I want you to use Hangman's energy. It's highlighted for you here in May to see things from a new perspective, to honor your own unique self, your own, march to the beat of your own drum. All those sort of cliches, but yet they really apply here. Do things your own way. Don't worry about what other people think. You're getting the opportunity of a new perspective. So enjoy it. Settle in. Get the enlightenment that comes from being Hangman. For week 1, here's where I'm starting to see some of the resistance, and it's kind of like here's this cross here. It's almost like it's blocking it out. As you recover with this openness and willingness, I think it could help out some of these other things too. 3 of Cups here is collaboration. 3 of Cups is joyfulness, it's celebration, it's being among like-minded people. It is support from family and friends. Sometimes when it shows up in the reverse position, it can feel like it's the peanut gallery. That's what I call it in reverse. Like, whenever I see this card in reverse, I just always call it, I love my haters. It can sometimes be idle chatter or gossip, or, potentially it could just be like not feeling like socializing at the first week of May. It may just be that you don't want to attend every party that you're invited to, or you might be tired of socializing and going out and, doing all that group stuff. But it is here for you if you choose it. I would just say that if you encounter any sort of negative feedback, or if you're getting tired of the group or the crowd, any gossip, any drama, any, just the hen house, sometimes I'll call that too, or the peanut gallery, let it roll off your shoulders. Cancer, first week of May, you just don't have time for that. It's not bringing you joy. So if you don't feel like socializing, don't force yourself. For second week of May, we've got Ace of Cups in reverse. This is like a new beginning that's being handed to you, something that's going to fill your heart. This is Ace of Cups. Cups represent heart energy. They represent water, and you're a water sign, Cancer, so you can really relate to that. It can be creativity, passion, joy, new love, something that makes your heart overflow and also brings you this dove of peace. Interestingly, you've got 2 symbols of enlightenment here. Usually there's a halo around Hangman's head, and then this lotus is another symbol of enlightenment. Having gone through the mud receives enlightenment, and having gone through the trial of being hung upside down for all to see that this person's doing something differently, they get enlightenment. So I'm not sure what that's about, Cancer, but you might know. And this is a new beginning of the heart. So this is like my cup runneth over. I feel filled to the brim. I feel emotionally full. I feel like I have enough in my heart to spill over to others. And aces are always new beginnings. So what is up with any fear, doubt, or resistance to this new love, this new joyousness, this new creativity, new passion? It's showing up hard for you in week 2, but there may be some fear, doubt, or resistance that you need to clear away. And I'm kind of getting the sense that this Hangman taking time to just chill and see things from a new perspective, you might get some enlightenment that helps you turn around and open up to this. Remember, being open and willing. You've got a new love, a new passion, new heart fulfillment, a beginning of a new thing that's going to fill your heart. If you can open up to that in week 2, clear away whatever is like a dirty window. You just need to clean that window so you can see it clearly and let it in. It's here. It's knocking on your door. You just need to let it in. Here, week 3. Gosh, it's really interesting, Cancer. I'm kind of getting, look at this new love coming in, and this is heartbreak, betrayal, disappointment, sadness. I kind of get the sense that you're going to need to clear away some old sadness, some old betrayal, heartbreak, whatever baggage you may be carrying around in your heart. This might be like an old story. Because Three of Swords represents that third wheel energy, heartbreak, betrayal, sadness, disappointment, maybe something that you loved didn't go the way you wanted it to, or that you had hoped it had gone, and you've got these dark clouds of tears that you may have been carrying for a while. And I kind of get the sense that that may be coming up for you in the third week of May. See if instead of resisting it or trying not to think about it or whatever, shoving it down, let it come to the surface. Remember when the rains come and clear everything away, or when you cry, it really has a sense of renewal, a sense of renewing that heart and regrowing that heart. So third week of May here, Cancer, allow yourself to cry the tears over the old heartbreak, because you're actually going to be making room for this new ace. But you won't, all of these are in relation to one another. And three, there could have been a third wheel element to this, because three is a third wheel energy. Fourth week of May, you've got some choices to make regarding your heart. Where do you want to put your heart's intentions? So this is Seven of Cups. Sometimes I call this card infatuation, or I also call this card not everything that you see is what you get. I consider this card really like a card of like sparkling, glittering options. I think of it kind of as like Las Vegas. Things are glittering, things you've got, fame, fortune, victory, mask, reputation, castles in the sky, dragons, powerful, all these images of things that you could choose, or options that gleam before you. But this card has a real Neptunian energy. So whenever I see this card, I say, what you see may not be what you get. Do your research, clear away the fog. This is a really like foggy energy where you can't see straight. You can't drive through this very fast and make a singular decision, because there's all this fog in the way. So the fourth week of April, Cancer, you're going to need to clear the fog away, especially as it relates to your heart, because you've got a lot of options about which cup do you want to choose, which part of your heart do you want to focus on, which option is the most attractive. But it's kind of like you don't necessarily get to see what's behind door number 3. You're kind of choosing blind when this card comes up. So take time, which harkens back to Page of Coins and especially Knight of Coins, to evaluate, to do research, to think about what is that bottom line and what are the pros, what are the cons. Clear away all that pink cloud, fluffy Neptune fantasy stuff. Don't base a decision on fantasy in week 4 for sure. Take time. Things are going to change anyway. Get clarity through taking a time out and just coming to your own conclusions, your own values, your own inner integrity of what it is that you see and you want.